All right, I wanted to start talking in this video about some of the things that are kind of a deep dive into domain names, and you'll hear the company talk about when it talks about roadmap initiatives. And I think most of us right now are used to working on either our computer or our mobile device or our laptop and using the existing internet, which is there now and will always be there. And what happens now when you look up a domain name is your computer asks a question of something called the DNS resolver. It says, where is Freename.io? And Freename.io asks these servers called the root servers, hey, where do we get the information for .io? And that root server comes back and says, you get the information for .io from the .io registry, and it has the address of those name servers. And the query goes, and it goes to the IO registry, and it says, how do we find out who has, where's the content for Freename.io? And it returns a record that then returns the information back, and that's how you get to see the web page Freename.io. And up until now, most of the internet has operated off the same root name servers, and that's what's controlled all the domain names that exist. And those are run by a world global body called ICANN. And I think what we're seeing, and one of the reasons Freename, saw a real opportunity, was there's lots of applications digitally that don't even use this system. If you start thinking about gaming, if you start thinking about wallets, if you start thinking about blockchains, and what we needed to do is combine, I think the problem that existed that we're trying to solve is to combine the fact that it's really easy to remember a name, a domain name, to start this process of requesting a record than it is to remember the specific technical addresses of all these computers. Much like it's easier to remember a name in Web3 than it is to remember your long wallet address. So I think what you'll see in the future is different Web3 TLDs and different Web3 domain names trying to solve the issues where domain names make a lot of sense outside this system in Web3. And then inside the system, you'll see them adapt to this existing system with maybe a different requester, a different browser, or a different plugin that says, go look on the root name server, but if you don't find what you want, go ahead and look at the TLDs that have been minted on a blockchain, and that's where you'll find it. Or even before the end user operating system makes a request of the DNS resolver, it can convert your Freename TLD or your Freename domain name into a link to a domain name that does exist inside the system. So this is a really broad overview of what you're going to hear about in the next couple years as your domain names and your TLDs get used for both applications in Web3 that are completely outside this domain name system, as well as some different hacks and tricks and plugins and adjustments to the existing system to include potentially your TLD, your domain name, besides the ones that are being given out in this slow, laborious, bureaucratic, monopolistic process. So thanks a lot.